1.28.
From Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Mrs. Traynor looked at my clothes as if for the first time. I was wearing the very shaggy waistcoat thing that Dad says makes me look like an emu. I tried to smile. It seemed like an effort. Obviously, I would hope that you could get on with each other. It would be nice if he could think of you as a friend rather than a paid professional. Right. What does he, like to do? He watches films. Sometimes he listens to the radio or to music. He has one of those digital things. If you position it near his hand, he can usually manipulate it himself. He has some movement in his fingers, although he finds it hard to grip. I felt myself brightening. If he liked music and films, surely we could find some common ground. I had a sudden picture of myself and this man laughing at some Hollywood comedy, me running the Hoover around the bedroom while he listened to his music. Perhaps this was going to be okay. Perhaps we might end up as friends. I had never had a disabled friend before, only Treen's friend David, who was deaf, but would put you in a headlock if you suggested that meant disabled. Do you have any questions? No. Then let's go and introduce you. She glanced at her watch. Nathan should have finished dressing him now. We hesitated outside the door, and Mrs. Traynor knocked. Are you in there? I have Miss Clark to meet you, Will. There was no answer. Will? Nathan? A broad New Zealand accent. He's decent, Mrs. T. She pushed open the door. The annex's living room was deceptively large, and one wall consisted entirely of glass doors that looked out over open countryside. A wood burner glowed quietly in the corner, and a low beige sofa faced a huge flat-screen television, its seats covered by a wool throw. The mood of the room was tasteful and peaceful, a Scandinavian bachelor pad. In the centre of the room stood a black wheelchair, its seat and back cushioned by sheepskin. A solidly built man in white collarless scrubs was crouching down, adjusting a man's feet on the footrests of the wheelchair. As we stepped into the room, the man in the wheelchair looked up from under shaggy, unkempt hair. His eyes met mine, and after a pause, he let out a blood-curdling groan. Then his mouth twisted, and he let out another unearthly cry. I felt his mother stiffen. Will, stop it. He didn't even glance towards her. Another prehistoric sound emerged from somewhere near his chest. It was a terrible, agonizing noise. I tried not to flinch. The man was grimacing, his head tilted and sunk into his shoulders as he stared at me through contorted features. He looked grotesque and vaguely angry. I realised that where I held my bag, my knuckles had turned white. Will, please. There was a faint note of hysteria in his mother's voice. Please don't do this. Oh, God, I thought. I'm not up to this. I swallowed hard. The man was still staring at me. He seemed to be waiting for me to do something. I'm Lou. My voice, uncharacteristically tremulous, broke into the silence. I wondered briefly whether to hold out a hand, and then, remembering that he wouldn't be able to take it, gave a feeble wave instead. Short for Louisa. Then, to my astonishment, his features cleared and his head straightened on his shoulders. Will Traynor gazed at me steadily, the faintest of smiles flickering across his face. Good morning, Miss Clark, he said. I hear you're my latest minder.